It's strange how two people can live in the same city, earn almost the same salary, and face the exact same economy, yet one of them feels financially stable while the other constantly feels like they're barely keeping up. You see this everywhere in the United States right now. People earning decent incomes still feel stressed about money, while others earning something similar seem calm and steady. At first, it seems like luck, or maybe discipline, or maybe just better investing knowledge. But when you look closely at how people actually live day to day, a different explanation starts to appear. My name is Daniel, and I spend way too much time thinking about the psychology of money and the quiet habits that shape financial lives over long periods of time. And the deeper I look at modern finances, the more I realize something slightly uncomfortable. Financial stability is often less about how much you earn and more about how complicated your lifestyle becomes. Most people assume the path to financial stability is simple. Earn more money, upgrade your life, enjoy the rewards of your hard work. And on the surface, that seems reasonable. After all, what's the point of improving your income if your life never improves with it? But what people rarely notice is that every improvement in lifestyle quietly adds a new layer of maintenance to their financial system. A nicer car brings a higher payment, higher insurance, and higher repair costs. A bigger apartment brings higher rent, higher utility bills, and usually more furniture to fill the space. A few new subscriptions here and there seem harmless, but they slowly turn into permanent monthly obligations. None of these things feel dramatic in isolation, but when you stack dozens of them together over time, they form a lifestyle that requires a very specific income just to remain stable. That's where minimalist money rules begin to matter, and it's important to understand that financial minimalism is not about deprivation or extreme frugality. It's not about living like a monk or refusing to enjoy life. It's about recognizing that every possession, service, or upgrade quietly creates a financial responsibility that continues long after the initial excitement of the purchase disappears. Think about the average American household for a moment. Rent or a mortgage might be the biggest expense, but surrounding that are dozens of smaller commitments that rarely receive the same attention. Streaming services, phone upgrades, subscription software, food delivery apps, car payments, gym memberships, storage units, and countless small conveniences that make life easier but also make it more expensive to maintain. What makes this tricky is that none of these things feel like major financial decisions when they happen. Signing up for a new streaming service doesn't feel like a big deal. Upgrading a phone every couple of years feels normal. Getting food delivered when you're tired feels reasonable. The problem is that modern consumer life has quietly shifted from one-time purchases to permanent lifestyle subscriptions. Your income isn't just paying for things anymore, it's maintaining systems. And once those systems grow large enough, they start consuming most of the financial breathing room that would otherwise allow someone to save, invest, and build stability. One minimalist rule that financially stable people tend to follow, often without even realizing it, is that they keep their financial ecosystems small. In other words, they intentionally limit how many moving parts exist in their financial life. When there are fewer payments, fewer subscriptions, fewer upgrades, and fewer obligations competing for attention each month, it becomes much easier for income to turn into surplus. Surplus is one of the most powerful financial forces people underestimate. It simply means earning more than your lifestyle requires. That difference between income and lifestyle is where investing happens, where savings grow, and where long-term stability begins. Consider a simple example. Imagine someone earning $80,000 a year after taxes, which translates to roughly $6,600 a month. If their lifestyle requires $6,200 each month to maintain, they technically have a decent income, but almost no financial margin. Unexpected expenses will immediately create stress, and investing consistently becomes difficult. But if another person earning the exact same income has intentionally kept their lifestyle smaller and only requires $4,500 per month to live comfortably, they now have $2,100 of surplus each month. That difference in financial structure leads to two completely different futures, even though the income is identical. This is where minimalist thinking begins to reveal something important about money psychology. People often chase income increases, hoping that a higher salary will fix financial stress. But if lifestyle maintenance expands at the same speed as income, the stress remains exactly the same. Many people earning six figures still feel financially stretched for this reason. Their financial system simply grew alongside their income, leaving no additional margin. Financial stability is not created by income alone. It's created when income grows faster than the lifestyle required to support it.
Another minimalist rule that quietly protects financial stability is something I like to think of as defining enough. Most people never stop to clearly define what a comfortable life actually costs for them. Their expectations simply expand over time as they see what others around them are doing. A nicer neighborhood becomes appealing. A newer car seems reasonable. A few luxury conveniences start to feel normal. Without realizing it, the definition of a comfortable life keeps moving upward like a target that never stops drifting. But people who define enough early tend to build stability much faster. If someone determines that a comfortable lifestyle for them costs about $4,000 a month, then every dollar earned above that amount has a clear purpose. It becomes savings, investments, or future flexibility. The moment enough is defined, money decisions become easier because lifestyle inflation stops being automatic. Instead of asking, "Can I afford this upgrade?" the question becomes, "Does this upgrade move me further away from the life structure I actually want?" Around this point, it's also worth mentioning that if you enjoy thoughtful conversations like this, where we slow down and really examine how money works in real life, you might consider subscribing to the channel. The goal here isn't to hype quick financial wins or promise unrealistic outcomes, but to explore the psychology and systems that quietly shape financial lives over many years. Another minimalist rule that often separates financially stable households from financially stressed ones involves something surprisingly simple: friction.
Modern technology has made spending frictionless. With a few taps on a phone, almost anything can arrive at your door within days or even hours. While this convenience feels amazing in the moment, it removes the natural pause that used to exist before spending decisions. When spending becomes effortless, purchases become emotional rather than intentional. A long workday, a moment of boredom, or a short burst of curiosity can easily turn into an unnecessary purchase. Financial minimalism reintroduces a little bit of friction on purpose. This doesn't mean making life inconvenient. It simply means creating small pauses before money leaves your account. Waiting a day before making non-essential purchases, or removing saved credit cards from online stores, or keeping a simple list of things you want to buy later can dramatically reduce impulsive spending. That pause gives the brain time to shift from emotional thinking to reflective thinking, which often leads to different decisions. Another powerful minimalist habit involves treating upgrades with caution. Upgrades are one of the most common ways people unintentionally inflate their lifestyle. The new version of something always looks slightly better, slightly more comfortable, slightly more convenient. But the financial impact of upgrades rarely stop with the original purchase. Upgrading a car often means higher insurance and maintenance. Upgrading an apartment often leads to more furniture and higher utilities. Upgrading gadgets can trigger an entire cycle of accessories, repairs, and replacements. When people adopt minimalist thinking, they begin to see upgrades through a different lens. Instead of asking whether something is better than what they currently have, they ask whether the improvement meaningfully changes their life. If the difference is small, they often decide the financial margin they keep is more valuable than the upgrade itself. This mindset slowly builds financial resilience because it prevents income increases from automatically transforming into lifestyle expansion. There is also a deeper psychological shift that happens when someone starts following minimalist money rules. Over time, they begin to see money less as a tool for constant consumption and more as a tool for flexibility. Flexibility means having the option to make life decisions without immediate financial pressure. It means being able to leave a job that no longer fits, take time to learn new skills, start a business, or simply reduce stress during uncertain periods. Flexibility is one of the most powerful benefits of financial stability, and it is almost impossible to achieve if a lifestyle consumes every dollar that comes in. When you observe people who appear calm about money, this flexibility is often what you're really noticing. Their lives simply require less income to remain stable. Because of that, temporary setbacks feel manageable rather than catastrophic. Job changes, market fluctuations, and unexpected expenses become problems to solve instead of crises that threaten their entire lifestyle. Eventually, something interesting happens when someone follows minimalist money rules long enough. Financial progress begins to feel surprisingly quiet. There are no dramatic lifestyle transformations or flashy displays of wealth. Instead, the system gradually builds momentum in the background. Savings grow steadily, investments compound, and financial stress slowly fades away. From the outside, it may not look impressive, but internally, it feels incredibly stable. And that stability is ultimately the goal. Not constant upgrades, not visible status, but a financial system that quietly supports your life rather than constantly demanding more income just to keep running. Minimalist money rules simply help remove the unnecessary weight that prevents that system from working. If conversations like this help you think differently about money, consider subscribing to the channel. And I'm curious to hear your perspective. What's one financial rule you've started following that actually made your life simpler?